All right, guys. Hello, everyone. Today it's August 22nd. Welcome to Energy First Golf live stream. Today has been a busy day, so I actually just finished up a bunch of lessons earlier today. But good things that I have breaks in between, so I'm not that tired. I'm ready to go. So thank you for everybody joining the live stream. Thank you for your support. Hopefully everyone stays safe out there. Get your mask on when you go out to public. And the truth is, actually we're gonna have FO Golf, Energy First Golf mask coming in pretty soon. So we're going to make that announcement for us.
Lawrence, you have one with you, right? Why don't you show it to everybody?
Shoot,
maybe like later, because right now people are still joining.
Right. It's in my car. I can go get it.
Maybe later, like in 30 minutes.
Okay. Very good. So everything's live, right? You can see everything, right, Jason?
Yeah, everything's good.
Okay, cool. So this is exciting. Every time I do a live stream, I get really excited because it's one of the chance for us to expose to a lot of, current subscribers, viewers, and also hopefully a lot of new subscribers and new viewers stop by and join in. And it gets me going. I love to talk about energy first, impact later, FO Golf. Also, we have energy first golf. So now notice lately, how's the audio? Audio is good.
Yeah, it sounds good from here. And,
Okay.
We'll see if anybody watching this, just give us some feedback. We have about 10 people watching right now. Just tell us about how the audio and is the picture clear. And also people from China on Yubang, if we have people there, give us some feedback as well.
Yes, just let us know how's the picture quality, how's the sound quality. We really try to do our best to make sure everything's, English word is called copacetic, nice and smooth. This is my home studio. This is where I film some of the stuff when it's raining. So hopefully everybody can hear the voice. So with COVID-19 now, there's a lot of people picking up golf, a lot. I'm talking about pretty much everybody, okay? The guys who's work out, really beefed up guys started to pick up golf clubs. And there are a lot more ladies and a lot more girls pick up golf club and started learning golf, which is great. And that's the reason why, in my honest opinion, that's really why energy first, impact later is so important. Because really, I want everyone to learn golf. When you start to pick up the golf club, very first time, you should already learning good habits. If you have bad habits, are really hard to break. I got guys who's been playing golf 20, 30 years, and I tell them that there's some bad habits where you really got to break it if you want to play more. Better golf and you have better control over the little white ball, and it's just hard to break. But I also understand there's a lot of golf instructions out there, So I recently did a video called ask your coach 3 questions. If you have a coach right now, if you have a swing instructor right now, really ask them, do they know the difference between hitting the ball and swinging through the ball? They're very different, okay? So what is their definition of hitting the ball and swing through the ball? And also ask them what is their teaching system? What is their teaching system? Because we already know, everyone knows that our teaching system is called, first stage is the power struggle stage. And then the second stage is the speed and distance control. And the third stage is spin and trajectory control. Okay? What was the third question? Man, all of a sudden my brain freezed up. Jason, you remember the third question?
The third question?
Yeah.
You mean the third stage?
Well, no, there's another question I asked. I just totally, the question you asked was asked for coaches, but it came to me.
That's a good question. Well, I mean, I can check.
Because anyway, you have to ask your coach, your swing coach, some honest questions. How much they know about golf swing, and what is their teaching. Oh yes, what is their teaching philosophy? What is their teaching philosophy? So first is, do they know the difference between hitting and swinging? And second is that what is their teaching system? What are the teaching system? Means what is their idea of learning? What is most important? Because when you're learning something, you have to go step by step. What is step one? What is step two? What is step three? Okay. Now I know a lot of people say, well, step one is learning the posture and the grip. No, that is the procedure when you're learning something. But in the bigger picture, what is the stages? We'll call the stages. And then what is their principle of a philosophy when they look at a golf swing and the game of golf? Everyone already know, if you guys watch our channel, my principle of philosophy is called energy first, impact later. And that's it. Now, obviously, I can write a book about it, but as simple as it sounds, really energy first, impact later. And a lot of times I will give quick tips to people. Hey, energy first, impact later, don't worry about the ball. So ask your coach, what is their philosophy? A lot of times their philosophy could be, I have a lot of passion about teaching, I care about my student, I want to make sure they do good. That's not really philosophy. That's more of what I call the work ethic. They're a good worker, but that's not philosophy of teaching. A lot of people would say, well, I use a lot of data, I use TrackMan, I use FlightScope, I use a lot of technology. That's just method of work also. That's not philosophy. We have FlightScope ourselves. As you can see, we have picture, because in order to understand those numbers, you have to understand the swing and have to have a good principle philosophy of understanding the game of golf. And then you can derivative to the numbers, the data that the computer will give you. Alright, so those are the three questions you absolutely need to ask your coach. Otherwise, a lot of times, you're going to get a lot of what I call the contradiction information. And that's not good. It's always good to know what is right and what is wrong, but it's not good not know and you have information that's contradicting with each other. And that will not improve your chance of really development and improvement. Alright, so that was my, I guess the 10-minute rant. I always want to make sure people, when you first pick up golf, especially now, there's so many new students picking up golf. I'm getting new students every day. I really want to make sure that they start out correctly. Don't worry about the ball so much. Work on your form, work on your energy, understand the muscles, understand the big muscles, understand the slow twitch muscles, understand the fast twitch muscles. What is the principle and how do you use them for a golf swing and the game of golf? All right, cool. So, Jason, how many people we have right now sitting in?
We have about 15 people. I think people still coming. And welcome everybody. I'm Jason. I'm on the phone today because last time we did on the iPad, it just the network was not so good, so it's cutting out in and out. So I figured this time I'll just be on the phone.
Yes, and everybody knows Jason's my partner. He does all the technical stuff. He's the behind the camera guy. Without him, this is not possible. So thank you, Jason.
Also, another reason that I don't want to be on the camera is probably I need to lose some weight before I go on camera.
Actually, we all do. We all do. This is what's funny about I haven't been to the gym. I don't know when because I have a home gym, but a lot of times it's good to work out in the gym. Get the environment. But when you work out in the gym and doing fitness training for golf, check out our videos. We'll have some of that. Just type in Energy First Golf, type in fitness, and there's fitness videos you will pop up. Anyway, is there any questions right now regarding today's live stream? And really, today's topic is really about those three questions. What is the difference between hit and swing? What is the philosophy of your coach? And what is their teaching system? So you guys, if you have any questions regarding that, of course, we're going to answer all of your questions regarding your game and based on your perspective and your view of NH first, impact later, and what it means to you. Okay? So
right. Yes. So ask your question in the chat, and also remember to click like and subscribe to the channel. I guess the first question comes from the WeChat group. I guess someone in China posted that it's a question about driver, and he said he's hitting driver where the ball is hitting like closer to the stick, so like towards the
toward the hosel, toward the hill.
Yes. So
okay.
It's not in the quote unquote sweet spot.
All right.
So he's asking why.
Okay. So that's a very good question. That's a very common question. Most beginners will face. Okay. So I'm gonna get a driver. This is one of really my old driver. When Titleist first came out. This is a 975J, and the truth is, in the future we will do like equipment reviews, but I know a lot of people want me to do it and also do professional swing analysis from FO Golf and its first impact later perspective, but we'll do that in the future. But this is an old driver. Now what happens is if you swing and if you see a lot of ball marks on the heel, okay, this is a great indication of you coming outside in. Okay, that means you're coming outside in. All right. So a lot of times when you come outside in, I'm gonna get a ball. Okay, I'm actually gonna get a ball. Grab a ball. Actually, I'm going to grab 3 balls. Okay, so when you swing the driver, if the club is coming from outside in, chances are you will hit majority of the time on the heel. Okay, so in other words, why do you hit outside in? It just means you're using a lot of your shoulders and your arms, meaning your right arm. If you're a right-handed player, it means you swing from right to left and you're using your right arm. Okay, so chances are the ball will slice or it'll go very low to the left. Those are the 2 scenarios that will happen. So if you hit the ball from here, that means you don't have the correct sequence downswing. That also means you didn't turn your body torso correctly from your court, and that also means you're using your arms. In other words, another easy way to explain it to you guys, that means you have a power struggle, you have a power contradiction. So that's the reason why you hit the ball on the heel, okay? And that's extremely common, okay? So what happens is, again, you got to start learning how to swing the club with better sequence and using more of your core and your big muscles on your legs to create power and movement. And let the arms really, this right arm is going to land behind you. As you can see, guys, if I stand over here, this right arm is going to land behind you and then it will swing. I know a lot of people would like to turn inside out. If you swing outside in, that means you're going to hit it here. That also really, to be honest with you, that also means you're using a lot of your hand-eye coordination. If you use your hand-eye coordination, you will also do that. Believe me, golf does not require hand-eye coordination. Okay, so check out our videos, and there's answer in that regarding the swing sequence and loading and coiling with the hips and the core. All right. So is there another question?
Not at the moment. No, not right now.
Okay. So actually, I'm going to power up. I forgot to power up the phone. How many viewers we got?
Around 20.
All right, perfect. That's great. Awesome.
Well, people are still coming in and out, so I guess because we're just starting this.
Very good. There's a lot of people. All right. So just so earlier I say that if you try to hit the ball, that will also happen. Meaning, if you try to hit the ball with your arms coming down, that will also go outside. So here's the earlier I say that most people cannot tell the difference between hitting and swinging. So what happened is when you see the ball, right? And that question really, to make it another easy answer to that question, that could just say that player, he's trying to hit the ball. So if you try to hit the ball, chances are it's so much easier for you to do what? To move it and utilize your hand-eye coordination. Because if you're thinking about the ball is point A, if I get to point B, and if I get back to point A, then you're just hitting the ball because there's a lot of movement that's coming from the arms. Okay, but if you're swinging, the ball is point A, the target is point B. Target is out there. So I have a movement, right? I'm going to go to the top right here. I'm not thinking about hitting the ball. I'm thinking about my body rotation. My body rotation is going to get through the ball. So I don't have a movement that's solely based on contact. I have a movement solely based on producing and transmitting the energy through the ball. So that's the difference between hitting the ball and swinging through the ball. Also, here's another way to say it. If you're hitting the ball, chances are it's almost like you try to catch the ball. You try to secure the ball. But if you try to swing through the ball, that means you're actually throwing the ball to a target. So that really is the best way for me to describe what is the hitting movement and what is the swing through motion. Okay? Now I know there's many ways to describe it, and another way hitting it means right now, because you think you need a lot of power, so what you tend to do, what most people tend to do, is that they tend to generate a lot of force from the top to make contact. It's almost like a baseball bat. You say, well, I'm going to do that, and that's also hitting the ball. Okay? But the idea is that when you're playing baseball, the ball is coming at you with energy. So all you got to do is create a body movement, a physical movement, to make contact. So it's very different playing golf where the ball has to go to a target. Okay? And also that question earlier regarding hitting the ball on the heel, there's another terminology for it. It means you're coming over the top. A lot of people coming over the top. Over the top means you're casting. That also just means over the top, you're not able to turn your body, maintaining spine angle. Okay? So a lot of terminologies like casting, coming over the top, hitting the ball on the heel, okay, or if you have early extension, all of those terminologies is really similar. The truth is, I know how hard it is to learn golf. I absolutely understand how hard it is to learn golf because I used to shoot 120, 130. Okay, and again, I'm not ashamed to admit it because I used to do that. I shoot 120 and 130. Okay, now my handicap today I checked it's about 1.6. Okay, I'm shooting 70s all the time and having fun. But understanding if you don't have the correct energy, there's no way you're going to be able to control something. And if there's no way you're going to control something, the little ball, there's no way you're going to be very consistent. I know we talked about this. I always tell people that don't worry about consistency. consistency is not what you're looking for. It's the proper control with your body. That's what you're looking for. Okay? And this sounds really crazy. I know a lot of people, even on Golf Channel, will be like, well, I think we're going to teach you how to be more consistent today. No. Consistency or consistent, how would you be very consistent? It's based on you understand how you control the ball. Okay? And nobody is going to play any sports if you don't know how to control the ball. You see what I'm saying? And obviously, you play baseball, you don't control the ball. But if you're good enough, you can still control the ball. If you want to hit third base, if you want to go to base hit, if you want to do a home run, you can control it. So everything is based on proper control. Golf is the only sport most people go, well, I'm going to play, I just want to be more consistent, I want to hit the ball straight. That is the incorrect mentality. Because in order to do that, you have to know how to control your body, which is the golf swing. So, you know, it's always, what is more important? Again, energy, creating the proper movement is always more important than try to make contact with the ball. Yes, the ball will still go somewhere, but it doesn't mean it's going to go where your intent in mind, that your intention is, just because you hit it. But right now, if I want to make the ball go to a target, I have to create proper penetrate energy to make sure the ball is going to what? A target. That's my intention. You know, could be the fairway, could be left side of the fairway, right side of the fairway, and avoiding bunkers, avoiding water, hit the green, where's the flag, you know, all those things. Then you have more fun playing golf because you're controlling the ball. Okay? I mean, the truth is, I can literally play one round of golf, 18 holes using one ball. One ball. Okay? So, that's the good way to play golf. Obviously, you know, if you lose a bunch of balls, and that's just because you don't have control over the little ball. Alright? So, do you have any questions right now?
Yeah, there's one question from Yobang. It's regarding the three different downswing, inside out, outside in. There's three different paths. And he's asking if it's the same upswing.
No. Upswing, the backswing should only have one path. The backswing should only have one path. Okay? So, the downswing, you can have three different paths, which is what I call the outside path, the middle path, and the inside path. Okay? Now, if you look at our video, we talked about the outside path is a pure of speed path. Okay? So for example, we talked about this. If I'm playing baseball right now, I'm always starting in this position. I'm always starting in the position. Now obviously, if you're bunting, you will start from here, right? Or most people start from here, then they change to here, right? So the backswing, because the body that's loaded in your body is turning, your backswing position, it's always going to be, the better way to say it is always going to be on plane. Okay? Doesn't matter you have short shots. Okay? Always going to be on plane. Now a lot of people will ask me, what if I'm open my body? Well, if you open your body, it means you're changing the geometry and the dynamic of your swing. But when you're turning your body, see now my body's open. If I'm turning my body, the backswing, obviously the club looks like it's going to go out. But this club, it's still on plane. Because I'm turning my body first. My arms and the club is following my body. The reason why some people ask that question is because if you're using your arms, the backswing can get very confusing. If you're using your arms, yeah, you can go inside, you can go outside. Okay? Because that's called the manipulation of the arms. So there's three paths. But the truth is those three paths, they're not quote unquote the turning path. Remember, you're not turning, you're moving your arms. So if you're talking about turning path, means the loading and coiling path. There's only one. So if you're loading and coiling path, there's only one. Okay, now again, why loading and coiling? Is because you need to create correct energy first from center. If you're moving your arms and your shoulders, you're moving 2D movement. That's not loading and coiling. Be very careful. If you're moving your shoulders and your arms, all you're doing is push and pull. You're not turning. You're not doing a pure rotation. All right? So we just talked about the backswing. The backswing only have one correct path. It means you're on plane. On the downswing, you can absolutely create different path regarding the exit path. Okay? Because a pure swing path means right now, if I'm playing baseball right now, if I purely swing from here, I do this, I swing out of my shoes, this bat, it's not going to go here. It's not going to go here. It's going to go out like this. Okay? So in other words, when I play golf, if I'm just swinging, I don't have any manipulation. Okay? If I'm just swinging, the path is always going to go from correct plane back here, correct plane, to an outside path because I have zero manipulation. That's exactly why when you look at a tour player, look at your PGA Tour players, a draw shot, it's actually a natural occurrence of your golf swing if you have a golf swing. But now, wait a minute, most people say, well, a lot of amateurs can't hit draw. Well, then my question is, well, most amateurs don't have a golf swing. Most amateurs hit the ball. If you think about it, if you're turning your body like this and turning and swinging, a draw shot is a natural occurrence of the body movement. Because if you swing just like that and you relax your arms, let arms go, the arms will go outside. Okay? So that's really what Energy First Golf, we have been teaching you guys hitting draws from the beginning. Literally from the beginning, ever since we started this channel. Because draw is a what? It's a foundational movement. When you play ping pong, when you're playing tennis, you have to know how to do a topspin. That's a basic movement. So hitting a draw for golf swing is actually a basic movement. As crazy as it sounds, now you know why most people, you say, wait a minute, a draw is a basic movement? So it means most people don't know how to play golf. Well, correctly, most people playing golf with a hitting movement. You can still play golf, but not correctly. A draw is a foundational movement. So in other words, when I swing correctly, the path is always going to go out. Then there's what I call the inside path and middle path. The middle path and the inside path, there are control paths. But throughout the channel, I talked about this guy named Dustin Johnson. He is a master at swinging the club on the middle path, which is the purest path, the middle path. And a lot of tour players can do that. They can manipulate and control the path, which is exactly what we talked about on the third stage of learning golf, is spin and trajectory control. That's when you control the path outside, middle, and inside. Okay? The inside path is created with a lot of your right arm. Means right now, if I swing like this, if I do this, that's an inside path. So I'm using my chest muscles and my right arm to create this path. But remember, when I'm saying when I use the muscles, I don't use in a way where most people think I'm using. I'm using the muscles based on body rotational connection. I don't apply a 2D force. I don't do bench press. I don't do a push up. Okay? Now I know it sounds very complicated, but the truth is once you understand it, there's a natural occurrence of a movement that you would know. I call the muscle imbalance. Because golf, actually the muscles, controlling the big muscles and small muscle is actually a muscle imbalance. Because the faster you swing your big muscles, the more relaxed you need to on the smaller muscles. So I call it a muscle imbalance, not a muscle balance for golf swing. So there's the outside path, there's the middle path, there's the inside path. Now I know a lot of people say, well, wait a minute, Jack and Tiger, they like to hit a lot of fades. Of course, because hitting fades are a mastery shots. Hitting fades, you have to know how to hit fade really well and control it. But once you know how to control fade, it is a very beautiful thing. Because you sort of control the spin and the trajectory, and you have to calculate the distance very well. Okay? So a fade ball is a master ball. That's exactly why when you watch masters, they want players to hit fade most of the times get into the green. A fade ball. Because then a lot of people say, well, I hit fade ball. Well, I say, well, yeah, you hit fade ball. You know, it could be a slice or fade, but are you able to control it? Are you able to control your fade? Okay, that's the question. And I'm sure some of you can, but then you will say, well, I want to hit draw, right? The idea is that you have to know, again, going back to what I say, the correct control, not consistency, correct control. So yes, there is the outside path, middle path, the inside path. A lot of times when I hit inside path, usually I'm hitting a, or swing a, cut spin, a cut release. If I'm doing a middle path, I have a block release, a block spin. I'm doing the outside path, I will have a rip release, a rip spin. But again, if you're using the power from your shoulders and your arms, you always will go what? Either go outside in, or you go inside in, because this is what your right arm will produce. Your right arm will give you this either outside in, or a lot of people say, I'm going to keep it right here, I'm going to keep it right here, I'm going to keep it right here, because I need to put a towel back here, I need to keep it right here, because that's where the lag is, right? Then you go in here, and then everything goes inside. Because why? There's tension here in your shoulders and your arms. There's no way you're going to release outside, because it has to go in here. Because all the tension in your shoulders is not going to make you turn your body correctly. Okay, so that's exactly the reason why most amateurs will hit, you can call it fade, or slice, or pull hook, or pull, because if you get inside path, if you let the club release and rotate, it will pull the ball to the left. Alright? So out of all the years when I teach golf, this is the progression of amateurs. When you first started, the ball will always go to the right. So then you try very hard to fix that. Then everything's going to go left. Okay? The reason why I say that, because I have many clients are like that. So when the ball goes to left and they really want to fix that, to try to get straight or try to hit more fades. So that is the progression of amateurs. Right, left, left to right. But what's funny is that most amateurs never learn how to hit draw, never release the draw, which is the most basic movement for a golf swing. But as crazy as it sounds when I say most basic movement, it's a hard basic movement. But when I say, any of you watch this channel right now, if you play tennis, if you don't know how to do a topspin, you're not playing tennis. If any of the audience from China, you're playing ping pong, if you don't know how to do a rip, this movement, you're not playing tennis. So if you're not knowing how to do a draw, you're not learning the basic movement. So I really want everyone to think about what I just said. This is what's crazy about golf. Golf is the most fascinating thing, in my honest opinion. You know, I don't really care about going to the moon. I don't really care going to the Mars. I only care about golf. So golf is the most fascinating for me. I truly believe there's so much information regarding golf. But energy first, impact later, we have simplified everything for you. If you guys watching this, we'll actually simplify things for you. But I'm not saying energy first, impact later, FO golf, and energy first golf, it's easy. No, it's not easy. Because the game of golf is not easy. It's because it's 3D. If it's 3D, it ain't gonna be easy because our human body is made to do 2D movement. You have to learn how to do 3D. You have to learn how to flip. You have to learn how to do a 360, not fell over. So 3D movement is hard for a human mind, especially when you try to create energy that propels these balls to a target. It's extremely difficult. I mean, I used to do rollerblade, roller skate. I know how to do a spin and do a 360 and jumping over cars. Those are hard, but believe me, it's easier than the golf swing, in my honest opinion. Because I used to do all crazy stuff. Jumping over cars, do 360, do half pipe. I've done all of those things. But the golf's still very difficult. But you have to learn how to rotate your body, create correct energy to propel the ball to a target, to understand the exit path, the middle path, the inside path, what's causing it. Okay? So, I don't know if a lot of people, you guys go to my website, we talked about 1SP, 2CS, 3FA. 1SP means one swing path. 2CS means club head speed. And 3FA. You guys have to learn golf based on that step. Means you gotta learn swing path first and understand what is club head speed, and then understand what is face angle. Face angle is the last thing amateurs, if you are 16 years old, started playing golf, face angle is the last thing you try to learn. Okay? So don't worry about face angle when you first learn golf. It's not gonna help you at all. I promise you that. Because when you're dealing with face angle, you're dealing with TrackMan and fly scope. You're dealing with data that you're not able to control and correct if someone tells you something. So that is the fly scope, third stage, spin and trajectory control. Alright guys, so I know I rant. I have tendency to just go off ranting and talk about stuff. But everything I'm talking about is golf related. Alright? So, Jason, any questions?
Yeah, so we have a question regarding, people's, quote unquote, standing up during the downswing. You remember that video I showed you, that guy in China who I think he's trying to use ground force, so trying to do the stand.
Right.
And, on purpose, trying to create energy. But I guess you can talk about that, and also why not doing the standing, and why some beginners tend to stand up their body during the downswing, and how to solve it.
All right, that's a very good question. Really, we're always going to talk about the general stuff and really why most people do those things. The truth is, today I actually have a client that came to see me for one lesson. His name is Kevin. He came from Los Angeles today, this afternoon. He's a member of our WeChat group. He has a business in Atlanta. So he said, well, I'm going to have a business there. I'm going to fly in this afternoon. I'm going to fly back tomorrow. I want to just see you. Okay? So he actually talked about this. He said, I had 3 coaches myself. My second coach wants me to do this movement. This squat movement. Okay? I know a lot of people probably heard of it. It's called ground force reaction. You're squatting. So Kevin said, I cannot do that anymore because my knee hurts. My left knee hurts. Okay? So I say, well, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to squat down. He said, well, why does he teach that? He said, well, let's not worry about what he teaches, but because your knees are hurting, it's because you're squatting down. Understanding the GFR, it's one of the most crazy terms. I always call the Emperor's clothes term. It sounded so good for most people. Ground first reaction. Because you think about it, when someone mentions force, ground force reaction, you go, man, hold on, man. I'm getting more energy from the ground? You're going to tell me I'm going to get more power from the ground and I'm going to hit the ball further? Heck yeah, I'm going to use the ground. See? That's what they get you into. They suck you into believing the ground is going to make you hit the ball further. Amen, right? So it's almost like here's what I always tell people is that if I'm playing basketball right now, if I do this jump shot, this ground force reaction is gonna make the ball go into the basket. The more I jump, really, that's what it sounds like to me. But in reality, if you guys think about it, it's not gonna get you further. It's not gonna make the basketball go in the basket. Okay? But again, a lot of people will tell you things, I will give you more power. I will give you more force. The ground is going to help you. I'm surprised they haven't tell you the ground is going to have a hand push your foot up. They could simply tell you that and say, hey man, look, I'm going to teach you a golf swing where you're going to feel like the ground, there's a hand right here, the hand's on the ground, it's going to push you up. And they will tell you that. Believe it, I'm not surprised. I'm going to bet you money 2 years from now, someone will come up with that. Someone will come up with say, hey, the ground has a hand. It's going to lift you up. Again, I'm ranting. It's because it's a bunch of BS. Your body muscles, use your body muscles correctly is going to give you more distance. Okay? So Kevin's knees hurting. He can't do that anymore. He came see me. I say, don't do that, okay? The idea is that most people feel that way. Most people will feel like they're squatting. It's because they feel there's... Hold on 1 second. Yes.
Oh, now you're back.
Yeah, you say, okay, now we're connected. All right, good. I'm back, right?
Yeah, now you're back.
Yeah, it was disconnected for a moment. I don't know why. But anyway, sorry guys. So we're talking about Justin Thomas and Bubba Watson. Those guys they do jump. They do jump. Okay? But they're so talented that when they jump, they're still turning their body. Okay? And also I can make the argument that jumping movement, I always say that whenever you see a 2D movement in a rotational movement, is a byproduct of a rotational movement. So hear me out, right? Earlier I said that to you. You can start with 2D movement and have the rotational movement as a byproduct. 2D movement with the rotational movement as a byproduct. Or you can do what Bubba and Justin Thomas do, a 3D movement with a 2D movement as a byproduct. Right? That's the best way you can look at when someone who jumps. It's because they have extreme, what I call extreme body rotational speed. So there's a 2D reaction to the rotation. Not because you want to do a 2D movement and then have your 3D follow. But then again, if you do that, then you're not playing golf. You're not swinging. You're just hitting the ball because you don't have the correct energy. So that's something I truly believe. This is something the golf industry really. Well, here's the best way to say it. You know, there's Golf Magazine, Golf Digest. I mean, they'll come up with ideas because why? golf's been around so long, USGA, most amateurs are not improving. But I truly believe most golf instruction don't really understand golf. If you really understand golf swing, you would not come up with GFR, ground force reaction. That's just something, they're searching, man. All the golf industry is searching for ideas. I'm like, well, don't search for ideas. All you gotta do is energy first, impact later, and define what's energy first, impact later from there. Which, you guys know, we have a lot of definitions for what it means energy first, impact later. We have a website, we have a channel, okay? If you guys watch that, then you will understand why. Because again, our channel, Energy First Golf, we don't teach you quick tips. We cannot, because it would defeat the purpose of learning and teaching. Oh, let me give you a couple of tips. What is that? It's like a dessert? So guys, you know, this is something you have to think about. You know, you have to rationalize why people tell you to do this. Is it because they're running out of things to say? Or they just don't know or don't care? Right? Because they'll say, man, golf is so hard, man, I can say whatever. They still not get good at it. You know, I can tell them to squat down and jump up, or just keep a squat down and rotate. I mean, they can say whatever. The idea is, they're not responsible for you to play better golf. But we are. Actually, F4 Golf, Energy First, Impact Later, we want you to play better golf. Okay? That's the goal. That's the reason why we don't give you quick tips, because we know quick tips don't work. They do not work. Okay? So, now the second question, most people ask me, why do the beginners will do up and down movements called early extension? Well, the answer is very simple, because remember I say that your body, your natural human body are made to do what? Your natural human body are made to do 2D movements. This is normal to you. This is normal to you. So when you try to apply power, when you see something, you try to hit it, your reaction to that thing, to the ball, it's going to be 2D naturally. Okay? It's just natural. That's how your body knows how to do. So that's exactly why, if you guys watched one of my videos, I said my message to the golf industry. I talked about why learn golf is so difficult, because one, you don't have the energy to begin with. We at Energy First Golf, we're the only person tell you that, hey, you're 6 foot tall, you got a lot of muscles, but I'm sorry, you don't have golf energy to begin with. You don't. So you got to learn it correctly. Just because you're 6 foot, 5'8", 5'10", a lot of muscles, 6'3", 6'4", no, you don't have muscle that's understanding the turning and how to produce a rotational energy. You will have power struggle, power contradiction. We're the only people tell you that. Most people say, oh yeah, you good, man, you do, man, you, look at you, man, you beefed up, you can hit the ball 300 yards. Dude, man, let me see you do it. Right? But if you come see me, I say, hey man, dude, you got a really good physique, you're 6'2", you got a lot of muscles, but I'm going to teach you how to swing. Don't hit the ball. The ball is not important. And don't think about 300 yards. Today's your first lesson. Let's work on some slow movement. Work on your big muscles, because all your jacked up shoulder muscles, deltoids and biceps and triceps, they're exploding and they try to pound the ball. If you do that, you're doing bench press. You're doing push-ups. You're not swinging the golf club. Okay? So you tell me, do you believe that you have power struggle or not? You're 6'2", a lot of muscles, doing CrossFit. Okay? Doing Pilates. Well, a lot of men don't do Pilates. I know Pilates. I used to do some, but not good at it. I used to work out. I'm a certified personal trainer. Right? Big muscles. But yeah, you're going to have power struggle. because you don't know how to rotate. You only know how to do up and down and side to side. Your muscles know how to do that only. So yes, to answer that question, your body will naturally do this, moving up and down. Okay? And you feel like you're turning, but this moving up and down movement is making you thinking you're turning. But you're not, because you're leading it with 2D movement. So that's exactly the reason why golf is so hard. Your natural human instinct cannot make you improve. You have to learn it. Okay? And the second is that you don't have the energy to begin with. You gotta learn it. And third, the learning process itself, it's hard because you have to resist how you move your body. You cannot move the body the way you want to move. So that's why golf is so difficult. Actually, watch that video. It's called The Message to the Golf Industry. My honest opinion, I truly believe golf should have never existed in the human world. Okay? Even though I have such passion for golf, I truly believe golf should have never existed. Because our human body is not made to do 3D and produce energy. Again, you can always play golf by hitting the ball. But we already know that what that leads to, right? The average score is very high. So, anyway, I rant again. I answer those two questions, Jason. Hello?
No, you're fine.
Oh.
So I think to sum it up, I think it's almost reaching 1 hour point. I think we have a question from you, Bob, and also it does links to your previous question, which is that, and we talked about the other day, why hitting longer should not be a beginner mentality. Because I know like a lot of new players just be like, oh man, I like play the Coach Lawrence hit driver longer, right?
Right.
And also the thing is like all those new equipment from like all those brands, their marketing be like, you use this equipment or this training aid is gonna help you hit longer. But even if it's truly helps you hit longer, it should not be your number one goal as a beginner or even anybody really. Even as a pro, hitting longer doesn't always mean better. Like longer driver doesn't mean better score. So
No.
why don't you address this problem, and what do you think should the beginner, like what's their mindset is?
Okay, yeah, that's a very good topic. Again, the reason why a lot of beginners will have this mindset is because beginners, it's almost like this bad habit is like this parasite. It lingers, it transmits, it's like a disease. It passes to one person to another. Like for example, a beginner will go to a range, he or she may not have a lesson, and he or she may find a bay, then start maybe hitting the ball, or if she doesn't have a lesson, or he doesn't have a lesson, he just hit the ball. And next thing you know, they see the guy next to them or in front of them, just this big, not that big, anybody, 6 foot, 5'9" guy, just try to hit the ball as hard as they can. And they're at the range, they see it, because this beginner standing right behind this guy hitting the ball said, wow, that ball went really far. But the beginner, he or she doesn't know that this guy in the front is actually trying to struggle, try to quote unquote be more consistent. Right? This beginner doesn't know. All she or he sees is that, oh my God, that ball went really far. But then again, when you go to a range, that ball went really far, but is that ball in play? Is that ball in the fairway? Is that ball in the water on the right? If that ball in the trees on the right? Or the ball's hooking to the left on OB? She or he doesn't know that as a beginner. Or he or she sees it, this new golfer sees it, is that this ball goes really far. So that image right there, it's already wrong. Okay? So again, this new golfer doesn't know what he's doing. And he might be struggling, trying to find some consistency, which is the correct control. Or this new golfer sees, oh my God, this is what I need to be doing. Okay, well, we got problems. This is because, again, this was crazy about golf. Remember I say that most amateurs don't know how to play golf. USGA, the average score 90 to 95. So you just have bad habits, this disease passing on one to another person. Just keep passing on. That's exactly why energy first, impact later is so important. Our channel is so important. Because I'm not saying, oh, we're this big shot. Nah, that's not what I'm saying. I want people, we wish people to learn golf and enjoy golf correctly. That's our wish. Our desire to make sure people are learning golf correctly. Okay? Alright, now go back to that question what Jason asked. And so this new guy, new golfer is going to go, oh man, I need to do that. Right? Okay, so that's scenario one. So this new golfer is going to learn bad habits already. Scenario two. You got this very athletic guy, never picked up the golf club. Friends say, hey, let's go play some golf. Young guys, and he's going to go get this new club. You know, could be from Costco or Sam's. Or could be, you know, he's got money, he spends some money. He's got a brand new club. You know what the salesman's going to tell him, right? The salesman, man, you got to get this driver, man. This driver, look at the commercial. Look at it. You got this tour player, Tiger, Rory, they all use this. They hit 300 yards, man. They hit 300 yards with this driver. You can do it, man. Just buy this driver, and guess what? Have your problem solved. Okay? That's 50% of your problem. So then you just got to get this tip and that tip. You're going to hit 300 yards. So he's going to get the driver. He's going to get this new set of clubs. All he knows is 300-yard drives. All he remembers 300-yard drives. You know why? Because the equipment company does not sell instructions. They sell clubs. So how do they promote clubs? That's the only way to promote clubs is that longer distance. They're not going to sell you, oh, this club's going to give you minimum distance, but it's really accurate. Do you want that? No, most people are going to want that because it's not sexy, man. You know, it's just not sexy. So most people are going to go, man, you know what? I got this driver here, man. This driver is like, man, this is it. And the salesman say, you know, the big shots play on tour, use it. I'm going to be hitting 300 yards. Okay. Then he's going to go to range and get frustrated. You know he's not going to hit 300 yards. You know he doesn't have a swing. But then that ego, you're feeding to the ego of a man. Again, that's hard to let go. That's hard to let go, man. Because I know, I used to want to do what? I remember, I told you guys, I started working out when I was 16. I'm like pumping irons, I walk around look like this. What's up, man? You want to fight? I walk around look like that in the gym. What's up? Because that's what your mind wants you to do. And that's what the equipment company wants to sell you on, that ego. Right? But golf is the only sport you can have shortcuts. That's problem number two. Because the golf company will sell you, equipment salesman will sell you distance. Okay? And problem number three, most new beginners, they're just not educated. Again, you got instructions out there. You know, we have YouTube channel, and you got YouTube channels. Hey man, today we're gonna give you 3 tips today how to hit this ball 300 yards. Today I'm gonna give you one secret. I'm gonna give you one secret, man. All you need is one secret to hit use this driver, whatever driver you have. I don't care what driver you have. One secret from our video to you you hit 300 yards. So the instruction sucks. Okay, that's the bottom line, because guess what? They don't really care if you hit 300 yards. It's clickbait. Okay? Again, we have titles for clickbait, but our clickbait is purely based on what? Energy first, impact later. So, going back to when we first started today, our principal philosophy is based on you gotta create correct energy first and then impact. We don't go energy first, 300 yards. We didn't say that. Okay? So the third thing, the bad scenario for most people picking up bad habits, bad disease of the golf, is because instructions out there sucks. Okay? Because they promote this wrong idea that one secret, you do two things. You have these 3 steps, 15 swing to get you 300 yards. I mean, I've seen them all, man. I've seen them all. We see titles all the time. Sometimes it really makes me laugh. I'm like, is this guy an instructor, or is he like a comedian? Is he a golf instructor, or is he just trying to tell jokes? Because you know better. You know better. Someone come to you, you cannot give them one secret to hit 300 yards. I mean, this is the honest truth. Okay? So, energy first, impact later. We try to be very honest with you. You know, that's the reason why if you come to take a lesson from me, I don't care where you come from, I'm going to tell you, no, you're not going to hit 300 yards. I'm sorry, you're just not. I don't care you have a $1,000 driver. You're not. Okay? So if I can get you to swing 230 to 50, that's the goal. 4, when you play golf, we're not dealing with long drives, man. Okay? When you're dealing with long drives, there's not a hole out there. It's just a grid. You got 50-yard grid. As far as it goes, about 450 yards. But there's not a hole there. So playing golf is not a long drive. They're different. Okay? When you play golf, the ball has to go to a target. So matter of fact, when you tee off, you have 14 clubs. If you play golf correctly, you will have a method of attack the course. Okay, this hole is 359 yards. So if I hit my driver 200 yards, I have 159 left. So 159 left, that means my 7 or my 6 iron, and I'm really comfortable with my 6 iron. I feel good about 159. So this is how I will attack the course. Okay? Not because, oh, I'm going to try to hit 300 yards. Whatever happens after that, I don't care. Right? So, in the next shot, if you hit longer than the green, you're going to pass the green. If there's water in the back, or bunkers in the back, or there's a cliff in the back, you don't want to be too long either. So I don't ever understand why the true golf people will say, well, we're not going to promote distance, because promoting distance doesn't mean you're playing golf. If you're promoting distance, just means what? You're promoting long drive. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand it is fun to swing a long ball. But that fun, it's going to be not the first thing you do. Should be the last thing you do. Okay? If you want to do Happy Gilmore, do Happy Gilmore, not in the beginning. Do Happy Gilmore when you can shoot in the 70s. Alright? So, that's the 4th thing you think about. The correct way to play golf is not because you can hit the ball longer. Having longer distance doesn't mean you can score. Okay, like, you know, Bryson DeChambeau, I mean, ever since he got all beefed up, he only won once. I mean, I actually like the guy. I think he's doing a great job. Okay? But, again, he's not winning ever since he's doing that. I mean, he's hitting drives like 450, 400, 390 something. But he's not winning tournaments because there's other things. And the truth is, all of you amateurs out there, you're not going to play a course that's 7,200 to 77, I mean, in that range. You're not going to do that. You're going to play courses that's 6,000 to 6,500, right? I mean, think about it. So those are the 4 things why I truly believe, you know, that's another reason why, Jason, most amateurs, most beginners, again, you will pick up this sickness, this bad habits. It's because the first problem I explain to most people is that the bad disease pass on to new players. They're standing behind this guy who's working on something, but they don't know what they're working on. They don't know what this guy's struggling. They just see the ball really far. They say, oh, I don't do that. So, but that's the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, NH first, impact later. Okay, we need to promote. If you guys, okay, a lot of you guys watching this right now, help us to promote the right way to learn and play golf. Okay, NH first, impact later. You think about it, it's the correct rationality. If you help us, it will also help you to play better golf, for you to understand where we're coming from. Okay? I mean, I love this game. This is the greatest game on the face of earth. Okay? Even though I say that it should never existed, but it's here, so we gotta enjoy it. But how do we enjoy it? How do we benefit from golf? You have to learn it correctly. Okay? So if you guys are watching this, really promote the idea, NH first, impact later, NH first golf, FO golf, okay? We're all same umbrella, same branch, okay? But ideas, we try to promote the correct way to learn this game and enjoy this game. So that way you understand how to control the little white ball, not going out there saying, man, I wish I'm consistent. All right? So I think I answered that question, right, Jason?
Yeah, it's again pretty big long rant. It's fine. I think it's a good place to stop, and we are switching to the Chinese live stream.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat, so if anybody watching this that wants to continue watching the Chinese live stream, I'll put the link in there. And Lawrence, why don't we end this stream and switch to the Chinese one? I know people waiting already, and I'll post the notification on the WeChat. Okay,
very good. So again, thank you for your support. Today was fun. I talked a lot, but those are things that I want to make sure that I express to our viewers. So thank you, and I will see you next time.